Hello, my name is Palak, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between intuition and intellect, and how do we know when to go with which one. So, oftentimes, when we are met with a yes or no question in life, or a major decision making point in life, a crossroad, or a place where we have to make a decision, we subconsciously or consciously, depending on how aware you are of yourself, make the decision either out of our intellect or out of our intuition. And by default, because we are conditioned into thinking before making decisions, it's more likely that we make our decisions using our intellect. And when I say we make most of our decisions using our intellect, I mean that we remind ourselves of the past, and then we take the feeling of hurt from there, or whatever was the prominent feeling, we project it onto our future, we imagine a scenario, and then we weigh the pros and cons between that future projection and that past memory, derive information from that, and make a decision. We are rarely in the present moment when we are making a decision. And this is how we know it's our intellect that's working, because our intellect is all about information, having information, and then deciding how to use it. That's the intellectual part. And we, most of the times, make decisions using our intellect. The whole different other side of the spectrum is our intuition, which is born out of our feminine nature of a being. The feminine nature of our own being is the place where intuition is born, as a result of which it is not that crude as intellect is. It's not backed by logic. It often does not have a lot of proof or evidence to give us. It's very soft, subtle, and it requires a sense of sensitivity in us to actually hear to what our intuition is presenting to us. Another thing that I want to uh, make a point of is that I'm not talking about making a decision using our intuition here, because that requires a very healed self worth and self esteem to actually listen to some very soft thing inside ourselves, and then be confident about that softness and then go with it. That requires a lot of self awareness, a lot of personal evolution, and a lot of personal growth to get to a place where you can actually not only listen to your intuition but act on it, commit to it, get convinced by it, and commit to it, be full of conviction, and go with what your intuition is saying. In this video, I'm only talking about how does intuition look like, so that people know. Because I've realized in my own personal life that knowing the difference between intellect and intuition is very important. I think it's a core essential life skill, and that nobody teaches us about it. It's not taught, it's not talked about, it's not given enough attention to. It's like nobody actually talks. Nobody even knows what intuition is. Everyone is talking about their intellect. Some are not even talking about their intellect. They don't know what they're talking about. But sorry, sorry. But intuition. So intuition is soft. It's subtle. It's sensitive. It requires sensitivity to pay heed to it. It does not require any sensibility whatsoever. It requires no sense. It's like it's like something presented to you inside of yourself in a very soft manner, and you are likely to doubt it when it is presented to you, and you're likely to look at it and be like, ye kya hai? and look away to your logic, because it makes one feel very turbulent, uncomfortable. Intuition is uncomfortable. Intuition is triggering. Intuition is soft. Your intuition could tell you to go after something that you cannot even see, wherein the intellect looks at all the choices available to you, weigh them, and then make a decision. So, when we are dealing with the intellect, we can only choose what we can see. Intuition is not like that. Intuition tells us about something that we cannot see, and that we'll have to operate from a place of trust if we were to live with that intuition. And why is it like that? It's because personal evolution essentially takes us from our masculine aspects of logic to the more feminine aspects of trust. It is we evolve like that, and that's why intuition is like a level 2 topic. It's like a grade 2 thing. It's not something that operates at the noob stage. It's like ultra pro max stage. But intuition is like that. Intuition is very repetitive. It's like it's not going to go, it's not going to vanish. It will be there, knocking, knocking, knocking. And if you are someone who's more sensitive and more tuned in into your own feminine aspect, the knocking is going to be loud. If you're someone who lives in the intellect and lives in their masculine aspects more, are more tuned in, then you might not hear it that clearly. Another thing that I want to talk about intuition is that it requires a sense of trust within one's own system to hear it. Otherwise, it will just be a logicless, senseless energy that is present, which you are not understanding and therefore scared to commit to, or even hear to, or even entertain. You would not even entertain it, you would just look past it, or not even look at it. And from my personal experience, intuition is also something that is beyond the thoughts. It's beyond the mental space. It's like the emotions also get tilt towards intuition, and the body also points towards it. For example, if your intuition is asking you to for example, if your intuition is asking you to do something, to take the initiative, to get into action, to commit yourself to something, the emotions start flowing towards that kind of stuff. The energy starts to flow towards that kind of stuff. You're likely to consume the type of media which is taking you towards. The energy gets tilted around you. Intuition, because it's born out of the feminine aspects, it's also strong enough to actually bring a change. It changes the energy around you. It changes, and it is very subtle. So it requires a very critical pattern observation skills to see what your intuition is asking you to do. It requires a very analytical brain, but not a fearful one, because otherwise you're going to analyze it and then commit to the fear, because the perspective was distorted. So intuition also approaches a person like that. It's not only born inside of us, it also approaches us through the energy that we interact with. Be it the people that you talk to, the themes around which you're talking to people. It's a nudge, and it is often triggering. It triggers, it does trigger. It kind of brings your intellect face to face with you, and then you can look very clearly to how you think. So you stop living in that thought, move out of the thought, and then can look at the thought and get triggered by it, because intuition is very triggering and uncomfortable. It kind of sets a person on fire, because then they are no longer here. If we pay enough attention to our intuition, uh, is there more? I have not prepared any speech right here. I'm just speaking. It's a very random thing to do on a Saturday. But what is it that overthinkers do on a Saturday? We overthink. But sometimes when we are evolved enough and have spent a lot of time in that mental space and know every nook and corner of that place, we can make videos on differentiating between intuition and intellect. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I think I might make another video if there's more. But as of now, that's all I had to share. Thank you.